Hello guys, my name is Bolaji Kassim. I'm the Android team leader for Tawil. Um, well, it's nice meeting you guys. If it would be nice if you guys can introduce yourself one after the other. Um,
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Bolaji. My name is Taiwo.
Taiwo, good afternoon.
Yeah, please. I actually started this
Android development.
Android adventure last year.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I was learning Java around September, October. So while learning Java, I just felt like I needed to probably learn something very close to what I could actually use this Java to do. So that's when I started learning Java. I started learning Android ending of last year.
Okay,
I'm a joint student, so that is basically my process.
all right, that's nice. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Next person. Um, Olamide.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Bolaji.
Good afternoon.
My name my name is Alamde.
Nice
I
to meet
started
you,
doing
Olamide.
Java. Okay, thank you very much. I started doing Java like some years back, but I got into Android just last year with ALC's program.
Okay,
ALC's Google Developer Program.
okay,
Last year June-ish.
okay. So how are you finding Android developments currently?
Yeah, it's been pretty nice so far. One or two hiccups here and there, but I think overall I'm getting a way better hand of it now. Earlier, like a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months into it, even up to about 6 months, it was very frustrating. But now I think
Mhm. It shouldn't be, well, it should be
I don't know,
frustrating, but
probably
hopefully you should be enjoying it. Like that's the
getting it
goal,
more so.
actually, right?
Sorry?
I said it should be frustrating, but overly you should be enjoying it more than frustrating.
Yeah, that was early on because the whole framework was just confusing, but with more understanding, more practical work, and every other thing like that, it's been coming
Okay.
along smoother a little bit more and more.
Yeah, I get. I get. All right, Tom. Oh, thanks for you guys introducing yourself. Oh, actually, I can pick up two things from what you guys said. You guys said you are focused on like Java for now, and nobody mentioned about Kotlin. But I actually did my talk, some of my talk in Kotlin, and the repo I built for this project is also in Kotlin. So that would be a little bit of an issue.
No, it's fine.
But
I
anyways, I
think
can always like
okay.
explain. I can always explain things because Kotlin is it's very straightforward. It's consider learning Kotlin too. It's a very fantastic framework, and it will make your Android development life much more easier. Okay, do you guys get that? Are you there? Are you there?
Yeah, we are with you.
Okay. Okay, so let's start. So if you can't hear me, just signify that you can't hear me. Now I can always go back. I
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So I want to talk about architecture in Android, MVVM and MVP as a case study. So basically, when we say architecture, what do we mean? Like for example, if you are working in a big organization like maybe Facebook or Google or anything, you can imagine how crazy the amount of code that they'll be writing in their Android application. You know, thousands, if not millions of lines of code. So it's imperative like you know how to arrange things in our code base, so we can be able to know that oh, you can work on this particular part, me I can work on this particular part, and someone else can work on this particular part, and we can all merge it at the end. So basically, like the planning and designing of complex structure that I want to build. Complex structure that I mean here is software or Android application, so to say. So why is architecture needed in software? Number one is you want to ensure maintainability, you want to ensure extensible, you want it to be scalable. So what do I mean by scalable? In the sense that, for example, I currently you guys are just starting out in other developments, and I'm guessing you guys will be following the MVC architecture, which is basically writing all your logic, all your views in a single activity, and it works. Quite all right, it works, right? It works. But do you consider that if you want to add more feature in the nearest future, like it will be more difficult to work on? And let's say you guys are like three that are working on the particular application. Like if you can't have all your stuff in an activity or fragments, it will be very, very difficult for people to work on it, and it's not easily maintainable and it's not extensible. Another advantage will be the simplicity involved. For example, when we say MVP, MVP stands for model view presenter. It's common in organizations whereby someone will be working on only the view. So what is the person? Is another engineer, but he's only interested in the view part of anything. He's not interested in what the server is returning. He's just interested in, is this button okay? Is this edit text? Does it go with the design that was given? So it makes the work simpler. It makes everybody understand their role. Do you guys understand?
Yes.
Okay, let me continue. So another advantage is testability. You know, it's quite, I don't know whether you guys have done anything about unit testing and under testing.
No.
Yeah,
Yes, I have.
have you done? You have, okay. So it's imperative that we test our code because there is only, I will explain this. There's only little that we can do manually while testing. You can click on a button and see how it works. But imagine if you are working on something every day and you want to be doing those amount of manual iteration testing every time. It's not feasible and it is too hectic. So you have to have a way to ensure that our code are easily testable. So whenever you work on the feature, you ensure that we don't break anything that was correctly implemented, and we can be safe to that we can be safe to know that our product doesn't break while we did something on it. So architecture helps us to do that, and it makes our code more testable. The fourth point is adaptability. Um, Recently, as software
Hi,
development goes, there
Bolaji.
are different. Yeah, hello.
Sorry to cut in.
No
I
problem.
noticed you were not sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. I thought you were
Yeah,
sharing the screen with them.
no,
Okay,
no.
let me
I
no,
think
let
it
me
will be
do
easier
that.
to do
Let
from
me,
your end. Okay.
let me do that. So that's weird. So they're not seeing the slides before. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, we're with you. Yes, we're with you.
We can hear you.
Okay. I want to share my screen with you guys. Sorry. Yeah. So can you guys see it?
Yeah, we can see
Yes, we
it.
can.
Okay. Cool. I'll just. Okay. So I was in adaptability, but I will just reverse a little bit and go to testability, which is the advantage of architecting our software over other application. So I said having architecture in our software in our application ensures that our code is testable, right? Ensures that our code is testable, and we can guarantee that whenever you work on our Android application, it doesn't break anything that we've done in the past. Yeah. Another one also is the adaptability. As software grows, as software development career grows, many people come up with different architectures that we can use to make our life easier as developers. MVVI, MVVM, MVI, MVC. There is also reactive stream. There's also clean architecture, modularity. So it is, if you already have an architecture in place, it is very easy for you to port to another one. So that is the advantages of architecture in our software. Okay, so the next place, common architectural patterns. So we have the MVC, we have MVP, we have MVVM, and we have MVI. So there are different layers. MVC stands for Model View Controller, MVP Model View Presenter, MVVM Model View View Model, and MVI is Model View Intent. So we are going to be focusing on MVP and MVVM. MVC is what I don't know whether you guys are doing it, but every beginner, every other developer did MVC. We just put everything we want to do, put it in a single activity or a fragment, and quite all right, it works. But we want to go a step further to learn about MVP and MVVM. So the next slide. So the layers, what do the layers represent? So first of all, start with model. This is Kotlin, as I said, so I'm sorry, but I will try to explain. If you guys have any questions, always just let me know. So the first thing we want to learn is the model layer. So the model layer basically is where your data is, your business logic is. For example, if you want to build a Twitter application, you can always assume that there is a Twitter user. The Twitter user has let me present this. The Twitter user has a full name, which is a string, as an handle, which is also a string, as a bio, which is also a string. Perhaps you have a number of tweets, which would be an integer, maybe 10 or 1,000 or 20,000, so to say. Sure, you understand, yeah? Then the next layer is the view. The view is practically what the user sees, be it a button, be it a place where you can enter the tweet, then post it, or be it a place where you can click on to fetch your image or video. Yeah, so that's the view. Then there is the part that is different according to the different architectures, which is it can either be the controller in the case of the MVC, it can be the presenter in the case of the MVP, and it can be a view model in the case of MVVM. So this is the part which actually does the heavy work, does the heavy lifting. For example, it's in the case of the Twitter, you can assume that this presenter or the view model or the controller is the part that actually sends the tweet to the server. Is the part that actually checks that is this tweet less than 240 characters. I don't know whether Twitter is still 240 characters. I don't know. Well, is this part that checks whether is the tweet that you're about to send, is it less than 240 characters? Send it to the server, and at the end of the day, is also in charge of telling the view that I'm able to successfully post the tweet. So do your thing. Either show success message or you just tell them it's failed. That is the work of the controller, the presenter, and the view model. Going to the next one. Sorry. Okay, so the mechanics, sorry. MVP and MVVM. So MVP, when we say MVP, what do we mean? I'll show you a little bit of graph to explain what it means. So the view, let's say is a button. It talks to the presenter. It will form the presenter of the user's action. Maybe you click on a button, maybe you are entering something. Then the presenter in turns process the request to the model. Model can be model is data state plus the business logic. So you expect that to be like the server and the model I just showed you, like the tweet user model. So this process the requester sends it back. If it was successful or not, sends it back to the presenter. The presenter then updates the UI to say, hey, I've been able to do this. And if it wasn't successful, you tell it tells the view, hey, I've not been able to do this. So it updates the view accordingly. I hope that was straightforward. Go to the next slide. MVVM. So the next slide is MVVM, which is this is a little bit more complex, but it's still the same idea. So the view at the top here, which is this time for UI or XML, it sends the UI events, button click, typing in an edit text, stuff like that. Send it to the view model. The view model sends the request to a repository. The repository can either be something in the local data source. Someone from Carbon talked about persistent storage to you. So this is local data source represent a persistent storage. Yeah. Then the remote, maybe some server somewhere that you're fetching your information from. So the repository gets the information back. Then then the repository so this works differently in something that it has an observatory pattern, in the sense that the view observe the view model and the view model observe the repository, instead of the repository calling the view model and the view calling the view. It's different from the MVP, which is the repository calls the view model, the repository calls the presenter calls the view, and vice versa. But this is different. The view calls the view model quite alright. The view model also calls the repository, but when it's coming back, no, the view model doesn't call the repository, it observes from the repository, and the view also observes from the view model. So that is a little bit different from the MVP. So now we want to do a little bit of coding what we just set up. Coding what we just set up. I don't know how you guys are familiar with GitHub, but the project is on GitHub. Can follow through. Okay, I guys know. Taiwo and
Yeah, we're with you.
oh sorry.
Yes, we are with you.
Yeah. So we want to code it up. We want to see how it looks like. I want to share my edit text with you guys. I want to share my Android Studio with you guys so you guys can follow along. Yeah, sure. Sure. Sorry, trying to figure it out. Okay, can you guys see my screen? My Android Studio screen.
You can see it.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay, I want to show you what we want to be building. So this is what we want to build. I hope you guys can see them later. So it's a simple application whereby you can search for any movie by just entering the name. For example, if you want to search for a movie that has the name Black in it, has the name Black in it, we can do that. So shows us different movies that have the name Black in it. Black Panther, Men in Black, Black Hawk Down. You guys get the gist. Let's say it's a teen movies. She shows teen movies, not another teen movie, Teen Wolf, Justice League. You get the gist. So this is what we want to build, and we're going to build it using MVP or an MVVM, right? Okay, let me go back to sharing my screen, my Android Studio screen. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So let's start with master. Yeah, so basically this is the repo. I won't build the project from scratch. There are some things that I've done. It has some blend skeleton that I've done already. And I will just add the MVVM, MVP bits. For example, you can see it has the data part already. It has the network part and it has the view. So let's go through what it does. So this is the movie response. This is what we're expecting from the server. I'm sorry, my laptop is about to charge. You guys can just give me a minute.
Are you guys seeing my screen now? Are you guys seeing my screen?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see.
Let's start. Yeah, so let's start. So I've showed you guys the app. So it's just a simple app for searching movies, for searching movies. Basically, this is just the skeleton of the whole project, and I've already done the data parts, which has the movie response. This is what should be coming from the server. This class here, it has a list of movies. It has the total results, which is 10 by default, and it has a response which we don't really need, whether the response was true or not, whether the response was successful or not. Sorry. And this is what the movie entails. It has a title, it has a year, it has IMDb ID, type, and the posted URL and the URL of the movie. So this is the network. This is the one that connects uh, to the remote server. I've already done that already. Because this is not part of the talk, so that's why I just did that part. Yeah, so basically, and this is the view, the main activity, movie, yeah, basically. So let's start with MVVM first of all, without further ado. So first of all, we want to create a view model called main view model because we have an activity called main activity. So we are create called view model. This is the class. Here we are. That we created that. Then our main view model would extend view model. We'll extend view model. And then we want to write the function for searching the movie. So we write fun. I'm sorry if you guys don't understand anything, let me know. Search movie. To So the function would have the query, which is a string, should be a string. Then inside the search movie function, we want to check that if the query is empty, we don't want to do anything. We just want to return it back and tell the user that you can't search something that is empty. So if search this query is empty, you want to return. If you want to say, let me just write it here. You want to return a toast message, toast error message. Yeah. Then we want to then make a network call to the server. So before we implement any of these things, I want to import our network couple. So network couple is the one that helps us to get the movies from our server, from the server. Okay, so network. Okay, network products service. Which movie? Coming, I'm sorry. Level service. Okay, so yeah, okay. See whether everything works well. Okay, that works. So the network repo is what will help us to make the call to the server to get the movie. So I want to introduce you to something to a quite important concept called live data. So live data is essential to view models in MVVM pattern. In that it stores values and it gives us the ability to be able to observe those values. So if I have a live data that has a string, that the live data string, we should be able to have a value and we should be able to observe some values from it. So we are going to create a live data right now, which is let's say let's call it toast live data. So let's table live data to the string cost to table live data. Yeah. So this is how we create the live data. So when you want to say that you want to show a toast error message, we just pass in the value you want, the string value you want to our live data here, to toast live data here. So let's say toast live data dot the value is equals to so I guess that would be no empty query allowed, or just say empty query not allowed. Yeah. Then else, we want to go ahead and make the call. Also want to go ahead and make the call with the help of our network couple. So network couple dot search movies. As network dot search movies accept the search term, the query. So pass in the query. Then accept the callback to network couple callback. So we can override it to get our success and on error. Okay, that's given an error. Come on, let me check what is wrong. Come in. Okay. All right. So sorry, this should be network couple, not network couple. You should just create the network couple directly. Then you can fetch the movie. Fetch movie. So as I was explaining earlier, when you fetch the network couple, the movie, it either returns a success or an error message. So if it returns an error message, you want to show the toast to the user. So we make use of our live data again, which is toast live data dot value equals to the message that it returns. And if it's successful, we want to pass a live data of a list of movies. So let's create a live data for that. Movies, let's call it movies live data. Make live data a list of movies. A list of movies. Yeah. Yeah. So you say movie LD, the value equals to the movies response dot the movies. Yeah, so basically we pass our list of movies to the movie live data. Any error message we have, we pass it to the toast. Like in this case, where the empty query is not allowed, and in this case where we are not able to successfully fetch any movie for that particular query. Also, another important thing that we want to add also is we want to show a progress indicator as we are making the call to the internet. We want to show it is loading, and when it is finished loading, we want to hide the progress indicator. So we create a live data for that. So and that will be a boolean. Boolean table live data. So this would happen at the beginning before it makes the call. So let's call this show progress indicator. So show progress indicator. Okay. Show progress. So you want to say to true, and when it is successful, we want to hide it. So we set it to false. And when there is an error also, we also want to hide it. So that will be false. Yeah, so now we can make use of this view model in our view to do this work that I showed you. And if you guys go through the slides I told you earlier, I told you about, this is where the heavy lifting up happens. As you can see, it's checking whether the query is empty, is notifying the view that it should show a progress indicator, is calling the network repo to fetch the movies, and if it's successful, it updates the view. Otherwise, it also updates the view for the error messages. So let's go ahead and make use of our main view model in our activity. So you can see the main activity is right in the view package. Yeah, so it's all part of the view. And so what we have in our main activity is let's go to the layout. You can see this is it. It has a search bar, then it has a list of the movies. It's as simple as that. So what we want to do at the beginning is we call our view model. View model. So view model provider. So we have a factory for creating the view model. We can't just create the view model. We have to follow this pattern. Get view model class.java. Yeah. So this is how we call our main view model. Then at the beginning, we want to observe these changes, toast LD, movie LD, show progress. Once you observe the changes, then act accordingly in our view. So we have to do something called, we have to set up the observers, that will observe those live data as they update. So we are going to create a function called setup observers. Are you guys following? Are you understanding? Hello?
Yes, we're following you.
Okay. Thank you. So as I said, we want to observe those live data that we created earlier. So the first thing we want to observe is the toast LD. So we observe it. You can see the use of the observe function. And we observe it like this. This is the observer. And we want to know the normal way we create a toast message. So this is the message. Yeah, so this is also observing the toast live data. So in our main view model, I'm going back to the main view model. if we call search movie and we pass in an empty string that doesn't have anything, our toaster will the call is giving a value of empty query not allowed. It shows up in our activity and it shows the toast. Yeah, and main view model dot progress indicator show progress indicator dot observer. So that's show. So if show, we have the progress indicator in the layout already, which is this progress bar. I've hidden it, but as you can see it here. So this will load. Then, if the movie has been fetched, then we hide it back. So let me hide it by default. So if show progress bar, let me just get the name progress bar dot visibility equals to if show want it to be visible, else want it to be gone. Yes. Then the last one of this is want to observe the movies itself. Let observe list of movies. So we have an adapter already. Yeah, here we set up the view. Then we want to update our at the initial stage. You can see where I'm setting up the view here. Setting up the view. I'm passing an empty list inside our movies adapter. Our adapter accepts the list of movies, but at the initial stage, I'm setting it to be empty. This is an empty list. So we need to update our adapter when the view model says there is a list of movies. So let me go ahead and do that. First of all, we get this as adapter, as movies adapter. Then I want to update the movies with our list of movies. Yeah. So yeah, so basically. So let me step through main activity again. We create our main view model, the one we created. Then we set up the view. So what is in the view? Set up the view. This is the animation. As you can see, the app, the animation going left and right, where as you scroll, the one that is coming in gets bigger and the one that is going out gets smaller. This is where it all happens. And the central zone is where you set the layout manager, the adapter. And this place is also important. This is our search. We want to, when we click on done, we want to be able to search the movie. So when we have set the list now on this search it here, yeah, let me call. So this is the search bar. We set an editor action listing on it. So when someone clicks on it, we want to be able to call the main view model, then dot search movie, then get the text that is currently being shown. So val current text equals to search it dot get the text, then to string as the current text. Then pass it into this guy. Then after you call the search movie, you just want to hide the keyboard back because you don't date anymore. Yeah, so do that. We call the search movie here. It goes to the view model. If query is empty, it shows us a toast. Then else if everything is okay, it's not empty, we want to show the progress indicator. Then we want to fetch the movie. If it is successful, we want to hide the progress indicator, then update the movie. If it is an error, like the server returned an error and we're not able to get the movie, we want to also hide the progress indicator, then show a post of the error. So let's go back. That is what step of view is for. Then the set of observers, as I said, is for us to observe the live data on our movie model. So as we're updating our live data in the view model, the view is getting it, is updating is giving out a toast, is hiding the progress bar, is updating the list. Then at the beginning, on non-create, this is where the activity starts. We want to show something to the user, right? You just don't want you don't want to have a blank page. So we just init a movie search there. So I'm going to comment this out here. We are going to call view model dot main view model dot search movie. It can be anything. You can say you want to at the beginning you want people to see a list of movies called that has the name King in it, or a list of movie that has I don't know, maybe someone shows something that has black in it. Yeah, so let's say black or maybe King. It doesn't matter anyone. So let's say King. So at the beginning, you want people to see the list of movies that have King in it. So at the beginning, but if we remove this, we would quite alright the app will work as expected, but it will be blank. Immediately we run the app, the user won't see anything. So until we type in something, then we search. We don't really want that behavior. We want users to see something at the beginning. So we are going to init a movie search with uh, with the query King. So we shows us the list of movies that have King in it. So basically that is that. And do you guys have any question at this point? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, with you.
Yeah, do you guys have any question at this point?
No,
Yeah?
no.
No, okay. So let me go ahead and on the app and see what you have created. Okay. So I'm currently running the app. You can see how it looks like. Okay, so this is the beginning. So I said we want to when immediately run the app, I want to see a list of movies that have King in it. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, The Lion King, King Kong, blah blah blah, King Arthur, The Last King of Scotland. That's a really nice movie. Last King of Scotland, and so on and so forth. So if we enter, let's say a movie with yellow. Okay, so if we enter something called yellow, we want to be able to see a list of movie that has yellow in it. Yellow sea, yellow sea. So I hope you guys get that. So this is the MVVM pattern. You sure? This is the MVVM pattern. This is the MVVM pattern, and I hope you guys understood it. If you guys don't understand, it will be helpful if you guys can ask any question. Okay, so in the absence of no question, let's go to MVP. Let's go to MVP. So I'm just going to revert all I did. I'm going to revert all I did and do MVP. Revert. Okay. So when we want to do an MVP, we there is two things involved. Number one is that it makes use of interfaces, make use of Java or Kotlin interface. to connect our activity, our view to the presenter, which is view model in MVVM. Unlike MVVM that make use of view models and live data, here we make use of interfaces. So let's go ahead and create a package called interface. Sorry, a package called presenter. Here, package called presenter. Then we are going to create a main presenter. Main presenter. Yeah. So as I said, you make use of interfaces. So we have to create the interface that connects the presenter to the view. We are no longer making use of view models and live data at this point. So we go ahead and create an interface. Let's call it main contract class in contract interface. So create two interface, one for the view and one for the presenter. So let's start with the one for the view. In the view, we know that we want to show progress bar. Let's call it progress indicator. So that will collect maybe you want to show it or not. So I pass in the boolean. We want to show a toast message in our view. Message. Then next I want to update movies. This will accept a list of movies. So that's the interface for the view. Then what to do for the presenter. So that is like the user action. We call it the action list now. User action list now. So here we want to basically to just have only one, which is search movies, and so accept query. Okay. Yeah. So after we've done these interfaces, the one starts implementing them. In our main presenter, we know we are going to implement the user action list now. So we call your main contract the user action list now. Then we override it. Search for this. Yeah. So we want to create the network area. Network repository. Network repository. Network repository. Then let's implement what do we have in just as we did in search in the MVV in the view model before. We want to check that the query is not empty. Else, so I watch query there. Check if query is empty. Yeah, so and also it's also important to pass in the view because it doesn't know which view is getting to it, so we pass in the view. Main contract dots view. So yeah, we say that if the query is empty, we want to update the view. So should I have var in view dot show toast message. Message should be query empty query not allowed. Not allowed. Then if it is actually a valid query, we want to show the progress indicator. Show progress indicator option. Then we go ahead and call the network repo to fetch our movie. Pass in the query, we just call back. Pass in the callback. Network callback. Override on success. Override on error. If it is successful, we want to hide the progress bar. If it's then also update our view, update our movies, which is our movie response dot movies. On error 2, we also want to hide the progress bar, then show text message. Then show the text message. So how do our view make use of this main presenter? That is the next thing. So we go to our main activity. Then first and first, our activity also has to implement the main contract dot view. So we have to override all the views, all the documents. So we have to override show progress indicator. We have to override show text messages. We have to override update movies. So under show progress indicator, we want to implement that visibility in question view dot if show view dot visible else view dot gun. Okay, then shoot this message about text this message. Sure. Then here we want to update our movies if it is successful. So call movies LV. Movies recycler view to the adapter. Movies adapter. That's movies. Okay. At the beginning, we want to create the presenter. For presenter equals to violation. Then presenter.
Yes, I'm coming now.
Passing the view main contract of view, just passing this. This is the main activity. So if the person clicks on the enter, we want to presenter dot search movie, then get the text that's currently being typed in. Search movie, search it. Text dot string. Yeah. String. Text. So we search the movie, then it triggers all this, then we get it in the callback. Yeah. You observe that we don't have a set of observers because it doesn't use that pattern. This is just purely based on Kotlin and Java interface or Java interface. Then when we want to init a movie search, we want to also check that out. Yeah, this is a view model. We are not using view models anymore, so we are using presenters. Yes. So initial search term will be game. So basically, this is for MVP, and we are good to go, and we can run our app. We can run our app. Yeah, so let's try to run our app, and let's see how it looks like. It's still building. Give it some time to be. This was the previous one. Okay, so so this is our MVP. Shows a list of movies that has game in it. So let's say we want to see a list of movies that have war in it. Has war in it. So, yeah, Avengers, Civil War. What was it? War of the World, Lord of War, Basement War, War Dogs. Very interesting movie. So let's say, for example, we didn't even enter anything into the search box. It should give us an error message. Say empty query not allowed. You can see that. Let me do that again so you can see empty query not allowed. And on that is how to do MVP and MVVM. So let me go back to the slide. So, okay. So let me recap the MVP diagram again. So as I said, we could see how the presenter was like the brain box of the application. It interacts with the view and connect to the network repository that has the states and the business logic in it. And then for our MVVM, you can see it has an observatory pattern. The view model doesn't directly talk to the view, but it just no sorry the view doesn't the view model doesn't directly talk to the view, yes, but it observes from it instead of directly talking to it, which is a different pattern to the MVP. So I've done this. You guys can check out the repo on GitHub. It has I separated the repo into different batches. The BS Calendar part, which is the master, the MVP part, and the MVVM part. So you can always play around with the two different branches. And perhaps if you have another architectural pattern you notice tomorrow, you can always start with master, then implement it. So conclusion, architecture helps us to separate concerns, ensure scalability. Anything you want to add in future, you are safe that the application can take its length. And is totally easily extendable. Imagine that in the future you want to add another method whereby if you click on a particular movie, you want to be able to display something. You can just what you have to do, you just create another function, your presenter and view model, then create live data or interfaces for them to direct back to your view. So it's just easy and it's very, very testable. Like this is the best practices. So when next you starting a project, always consider architecting your code and not just writing everything in an activity or a fragment. So the next is you guys can have access to this slide. You have to study, you have to practice. The more you practice, the better you get at software development. So anything in life, basically. So these are some useful resources that you can go to understand MVP and MVVM better. Then it's also apply those what you have learned while writing code. All right. So that is all. Thank you guys very very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope you guys understand everything. And if you don't understand anything, you can always email me at castthebolaji@gmail.com.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Bolaji. I really appreciate this class. We'll go through the GitHub. Go through your GitHub for this particular architecture, and if you have
Yes.
any, we'll get across to you.
Okay. Okay. That's
Okay.
nice. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, I need you.
Is Opoyemi? Opoyemi?
No, she's not on the call. She's not on Skype yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right, no problem.
yeah.
All right,
Okay, no
take care,
problem.
guys. Thank
Yeah, take
you.
care.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you very much.